What if I told you that one ordinary notebook, one that looked completely useless, ended up changing an entire town? This is not a story about magic, it's a story about learning, curiosity, and how small habits quietly shape our future. In a small town lived a boy named Arman. Arman was not famous for anything, not for grades, not for sports, not for talent. In school, teachers barely noticed him. He sat in the middle row, never raised his hand, and always finished exams just on time. Never early, never late. One thing, however, made him different. Every day, Arman carried an old thick notebook. It had no cover title, no fancy design, just a worn out brown cover and pages filled with messy handwriting. His classmates laughed at it. "What do you even write so much?" they asked. "You're not even a topper." Arman never replied, he simply smiled. The notebook had one rule. Every day Arman wrote one thing he learned, not from textbooks alone. It could be a mistake he made, a question he did understand, something someone said that made him think, or a lesson from failure. Some pages said things like, "Today I learned that being quiet doesn't mean being weak. I did not understand fractions again. I need a new way. I was afraid to ask a question. Fear won." This notebook was not for marks. It was for understanding himself. One year, a big exam arrived. Everyone expected Arman to fail, and he did. He scored below average. That night, Arman opened his notebook and wrote, "I failed today, but I learned something important. I studied to finish chapters, not to understand them." That sentence changed everything. From the next day, Arman stopped memorizing. Instead, he began learning why things worked. When he did not understand something, he wrote questions instead of answers. His marks it did not improve immediately, but something else did, his thinking. Years passed. Arman still was not the top student, but people started notice something strange. Why classmates were confused, Arman could explain things simply. When teachers asked why, Arman had answers. When others panicked before exams, Arman remained calm, not because he knew everything, but because he knew how to learn. One summer, the town faced a serious problem: water shortages. Meetings were held, experts spoke, arguments happened, nothing worked. Then someone unexpected raised a hand. Arman, now older, still quiet, he did not give a perfect solution. Instead, he asked better questions. Why is water wasted? Where is it lost? What habits cause this? Slowly answers appeared. Small changes were made. Within months, the problem reduced. People were shocked. "How did you think of this?" they asked. Arman smiled. "I did not," he said. "I learned how to learn." Years later, Arman became a teacher. On the first day of class, he placed his old notebook on the table. "This," he said, "is most valuable degree." Students laughed until he opened it. Page after page of mistakes, questions, failures, growth. "This notebook taught me something schools really do," he said. "That learning is not about being right, it's about becoming better." The lesson is simple. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be the one who keeps learning. So ask yourself, if you had a notebook, what would you write in it?